Hey, D&G Total Remodeling. I wanted to make this video for you and just give you a couple tips that you can start implementing right away to outrank your competition online and really start bringing in jobs for your business. So I have your Facebook page pulled up here, and it looks like you guys do some great work and you focus on a couple different services. So, there's a lot of opportunity in your area, and we want to make sure that you stand out and you don't have to worry about where your next job is coming from, right? So I'm going to head over here to Google, and we're going to see here, we type in your name, all the different citations you have, because that's number one that we're going to talk about is citations. And we see here you're listed on a couple different directories, so that's good, and it means you also have a Google My Business listing here, okay? And we want to make sure that first and foremost that we're optimizing this listing, all right? And in doing that, we want to create a website. We want to make sure that all of our information is correct, not only on here, but in all of the directories, and the citations we create. We want to make sure that we're adding photos. We want to make sure that we're responding to reviews. Well, we got to get reviews first, right? And then we want to make sure that we're beefing up this description, because Google lets you use 750 characters. So we can put in some search phrases, all right, that people are typing in all the time to find services that you offer. That way we can show up in the Google 3-pack. So let's talk about that. So I'm going to come over here to Google. We type in Fence Company New Orleans, and we see this Google 3-pack or map pack. And when people type in, Fence Company New Orleans or Fence Company near me, or anything related to the services you offer, you want to be able to show up right here. Why? Because people see that, these companies have reviews. They see that they have, their phone number listed, their hours, their website, directions. This is all somebody needs to get a couple quotes, right? And this is the way people are going to pick the business that they go with, okay? Especially when they're on their phone. They want to just be able to click or get a quote. So we want to make sure that we optimize our listing, okay, as much as possible, and adding in those citations to show up right here. The second thing we can do, or the first thing, right, but the second thing we'll talk about is creating that website, right? Because linking that website with our Google listing is going to make us show up down here into this organic section. Now, if we take a look at this first result, we see West Side Fence. I've got a pretty decent website here, nothing crazy, but the first thing I want to talk about regarding the site is content. We want to make sure that we create higher quality and a higher volume of content than our competition, and that's what's going to set us apart. All right, and it allows us to rank for those keywords like Fence Company New Orleans. Again, that way when people type it in Google, we're going to show up. So we see here they do commercial, industrial, residential, fence supply, recent projects. So they've got a pretty, bulky site here. Nothing crazy though. And you want to lay something out just like this. One thing I don't see that they have other than this get a quote button is the phone number listed, big and bold where somebody can just click it. So that's one thing you definitely want to make sure you have is a clear call to action and, the ability to just get a quote or call them. So that's what you can do to separate yourself from them. And then the last thing I want to touch upon are just backlinks, right? Because building a site isn't enough. Creating content might not be enough depending on the industry and how competitive it is. The last thing we want to do are build high quality backlinks, all right? And backlinks are really just links from one site to another, and Google see those links and they see, or what it does is it passes power and trust to your site. So if you have a Google listing, you have a website, clear call to action, you've got great content, all right, we want to make sure that Google knows about us. So we want to pass links through the sites to really think of it like a popularity contest, right? The more links you have, the higher quality links, the better you're going to rank, all right? So those links will boost our listing or our domain up, our website name up into the ranking. So instead of somebody going down to hit the second, third, fourth page, which let's be honest, nobody does, they're going to see us right here because Google trusts us. They know that we're going to be able to provide our customers relevant information. All right. And doing all of this, okay, it's going to bring in more phone calls, more form submits through the site to give you an opportunity to quote more customers. All right, which obviously everybody wants. So kind of backtracking to the backlinks, we won't go into too much detail, but again, it's just a link from one site to another. Here are the site metrics of this West Side Fence. Okay, they're ranking for almost 800 keywords. They're bringing in over 100 people a month to their site. Okay, so imagine the opportunities they're creating just by having their site ranked on the first page. but we can see their links don't really, they're not doing as much for them, right? So we can go in and beat out their backlinks and have more power and trust, okay, to outrank them. So doing all these things with content, our website, our Google listing, backlinks, it's going to help you really start bringing in more work. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach back out. We'd love to answer them and help you out. All right, we'll talk soon.